Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. Um, Playing an EIK WM France Tech G4, 5, and 6 game with Mercator, Chamberlain, and Viking Josh. And taking a look at our first pile. I think Part-Time Builder is quite good. Debutante is quite excellent. Like Debutante, you play at the end of the game, get Family Growth, you get Plow-Sow, you get Reno if you need it, that kind of thing. Yeah, Debutante looks like the pick for me. What's going to come back? Plowman, maybe? Maybe Grain Seller. Whoops. There we go. Gotta go through my little process and get rid of all the address bars. Looks like we're waiting on Viking Josh, who is not in the game yet. So we'll send him a little ping to remind him, and immediately he sits. Yeah, sometimes people are just alt-tabbed or whatever. So I hope you guys are doing well. I had a really good weekend. Nathan and I went with a bunch of our friends. A friend of ours is getting married, and we're both groomsmen. So we were all camping with the wedding party this weekend. So it was a good time. And happy belated Canada Day to all my fellow Canadians and Canadians at heart out there. I'm expecting to stream a bunch this weekend. I don't have too much going on, so probably this week I should have a bunch of videos. Yeah, that's my plan, at least for the moment. Okay, well, we've got Grain Speculator, which I think is the best card here. I don't see any reason to take any other card. The only other thing I'd seriously consider is Village Head. Village Head plus Debutante, I could probably do like some kind of 3-person strategy where I go for a really pretty farm. But you know what card supports doing that really well? Is a card like Grain Speculator. For sure. This pick is almost certainly Sunrise Admirer. Sunrise Admirer plus Debutante, Plow-Sow twice, plus Grain Speculator. Max crop points, really easy. Pasteurization Expert is worth considering, especially because I just passed the guy that gives boar and cattle and lets you double breed animals. But I think, how do I not take Sunrise Admirer here, right? Family Physician is kind of fun, like it's kind of tricky, but I already have Grain Speculator, which is much more reliable, so Sunrise Admirer it is. And then I got past Wood Collector. Wood Collector is one of the best cards. Well, I shouldn't say that. Wood Collector is a very good card, I will say that. Pretty easy pick. And then what came back? Wow, Part-Time Builder came back. So yeah, I will definitely take that. I could think about Adoptive Parents, especially with Debutante. Something like Adoptive Parents I know is going to go off 3 times if I play it early. I think though, Part-Time Builder is just like a really exceptional card. Yeah. Pioneer is interesting, but Part-Time Builder, getting 3 or 4 stables for free, 3 or 4 points that also give you some use in the middle of the game. It's an excellent card. The only thing I have to be careful is this is looking like a try to grow first game, because I don't really have that many early game occupations. So I just want to make sure that I don't block myself out of the build room space too early. Make this a little smaller. Want to leave myself room to show cards. All right, this pick. Beastmaster is something. Probably not Mastermind. I mean, I think Village Head is a pretty good card. Like, Village Head is the best card out of here. Now, I do like my 5 occupations that I've already played. Like, they're all absolutely worth playing. So I'm thinking Village Head probably won't give me that much. But maybe I don't like my last occupation, and maybe I don't like a bunch of my miners. Or the game just goes totally sideways and then Village Head becomes a total hero. Okay, so the fact that Tenant Farmer came to me tells me that Pasteurization Expert is in Mercator's hand, and that there were other much better cards in here than Tenant Farmer for him to pick up because he looked at this pack fourth. Because Tenant Farmer plus Pasteurization Expert is an excellent combination. So that's what I'm taking. If I play it, sure. If I don't play it and toss it for Village Head, that's fine too. Um, Oh wait, sorry. Looking at this pack, Farmer's Straw Hat is excellent. Green pepper patch. One additional vegetable and get a food. Interesting. Way to get a point as soon as you sow a vegetable on it. Whenever you bake, nope, don't need that because I'm probably not going to bake. I think the pick here is Broom, absolutely. With a card like Village Head in hand, all those miners that are not really worth very much that I get from Broom can all be turned into resources. Looking at this pile, all these are pretty bad. Definitely not negotiation. Probably Oak Cask is the best card here. I don't need Harrow, not with Sunrise Admirer in hand. Oak Cask is actually perfect for my game because I'm going to want to pop it for the round 9 or round 11 harvest, and that's going to be either round 9 is like probably the hardest harvest generally, and then round 11 is when my Sunrise Admirer is about to go into effect, so both of those things would be good. Okay, wow, whoa. Well, I got past Peanut Butter Factory. Oh, 1 clay and 1 green into 5 food. Okay, so it got a substantial nerf. Okay, it doesn't give the bonus point anymore. Alright. So that's why I got past. The rest of the cards I'm not really interested in. Paper oven, meh. Like, I could think about a baking strategy with Grain Speculator, but I'd rather use my grain to sow resources. Paper oven, bread baking action, use 1 reed. 1 reed and a grain into 6 food, or 1 clay and 1 green into 5 food. I mean, those are good options, especially because Village Head can give me clay if I need it. But I think Almshouse is the better pick here. I think Almshouse is better than both of them. Because Almshouse just says, don't worry about feeding. This pick is definitely Whistle, and it's not even close. I'm actually pretty surprised that it came to me, considering Part-Time Builder is in my hand. Yeah, don't need Dre. 1 resource actions are not really that strong. Whistle is like pretty perfect for me. And then, wow, Farmer's Straw Hat came back, and again, it's really not close. With Part-Time Builder, I have an easier path to get to the Panda, but I don't need to do the read space a whole lot. I'm probably only building 1 room. So, yeah, Farmer's Straw Hat is a fantastic card. Getting to do a field phase, so the thing is, round 13, I can set myself up so that I have, say, 2 fields and 2 grain in round 12. Then my third action debutante would be Plow Sow. And then round 13, I would start player Farmer's Straw Hat to get round 14 Plow Sow, and then also whatever other action I needed. And then the Farmer's Straw Hat would mean that I would totally clear my grain spaces so that I could then resow them, or have extra grain to resow. Yeah, looking pretty good. And I think what I'll do is I'll use Village Head to get the resources I need to pay for these minor improvements. So with tenant farmer and part-time builder and whistle in hand. I think the pick is haystack. Although cattle market is a thing, because I could tenant farmer into cattle market, have a breeding pair of cattle. Ooh. Or I could have. I would need what, 4 sheep and 1 cattle, 1 boar. So I'd have to get to 3 sheep in order to get the haystack bonus, which is 3 food per round. That requires more space to hold animals than tenant farmer plus cattle market. Okay, let's grab the cattle market. And then this pick, don't care about any of these. Home garden, I guess. So, a pretty solid draft, I have to say. There are a couple different things I can do. I'm expecting to have an extremely strong game. Important things for me to do is to know how many how much food there will be available. So the thing is, I have a couple pretty strong feeding cards. Oak Cask plus Almshouse is an excellent combination. Oak Cask feeds my round 9 harvest, and Almshouse feeds my round 4 harvest. So the 2 of them taken care of. Round 7, I can just pick up random food, like a random food or fishing or traveling players action. So then I don't really need a food engine until round 11 is a way I could think about it. And that could be probably animals with part-time builder in hand. And then I'm planning to get crops at the end of the game. So like Grain Speculator wants to be played in round 9. Sunrise Admirer in round 11. And Debutante maybe round 12. Maybe round 12 second action Debutante, third action Plow Sow or Family Growth, whichever is available. We'll see. But I do start last, which is a little sad, but you know what? With Oak Cask in hand, I don't even mind. Like, I'm happy to 3-wood start player Oak Cask. That's actually not a problem at all. Especially not if I get 2 read in round 2. If I get 2 read in round 2, then I think I'm dancing. And the other great thing is I have no interest in the plow and field space, so like I just have an excellent part-time builder game. So I'm keeping an eye on Twitch chat, so if you want to ask any questions or make any comments, please do so, and I will be happy to respond. Got Charcoal Burner here from Chamberlain, excellent card. Alright, we're waiting on Josh. What's going on here? Kind of a slow start to the game, unfortunately. I'm getting impatient. Either I get 3 wood or I get Wood Collector, and I'm totally happy with either. Wheelbarrow Pusher for Josh. Okay. So he probably took Dre as well. Well, actually, when did I see Dre? Did I see it with the Whistle pack? So it might have gone to him 7th, but it was a free point, so probably not. So we've got Josh playing the wheelbarrow pusher. It lets him go on the one reed space and turn it into a reed stone food or reed food wood, both of which are pretty good actions. We've got Dragonfly Pond here from Chamberlain. Okay. Makes me a little sad, but not really. I am none too concerned. I am happy with 2 clay. And yeah, I probably get 2 clay because Josh will probably activate his wheelbarrow pusher. Yep. Alright, let's go, guys. We're on 2 fences. So sheep and major minor come in the last 2, the latest possible spaces. So we've got Head of the Revolution here from Josh. So definitely looking like Josh will be in a strong position to build the first room. So I'm going to play Wood Collector. Wood Collector is better than a 3 wood action here. It's worth it to pay 1 food to get 2 extra wood, even if they come a little late. And probably my second action will be start player Oak Cask. Maybe actually Whistle. No, Oak Cask seems to work. Hi Reiki007, hope you're doing well. So Viking Josh activating his collector again makes total sense. And start player Oak Cask for me. I'm playing a game called Agricola, some people call it, on Play-agricola.com. Okay, looking at this pile, or this action, I'm pretty sure the choice here is Reedstone Food into maybe Village Head even, or Reedstone Food into Part-Time Builder. I still could do the 2 clay fireplace, but the 2 clay fireplace is worth a lot less when I don't have 2 clay fireplace is worth a lot less with round 4 sheep coming out. Again, there's going to be a lot more competition. So I'll highlight my Oak Cask here. So it's a minor improvement that gives food the longer I leave it. So I should have a couple good actions coming back, 3 wood or occupation, any of those I'd be happy with. I think what I'd rather do, rather than trying to eat the sheep super early with the 2 clay fireplace, I think I'm happy getting my stables up first. Because yeah, Josh sitting here, 5 food, 2 reed, like there's no question that he's going to be the first one to build a room. So this is absolutely a time for me to play Part-Time Builder. got axe here for Mercator. So I expect Mercator, Mercator for sure is going to take a read action at the start of next round. Probably read Stone Food, maybe 2 read. Yeah, so then what am I going to do? There's a 4 wood action. 4 wood action would be quite good. If I could get a read action, that would be nice. But if I don't, it's not really a big deal. I could do something like Village Head into Start Player Whistle. Because it's very likely that I will get a stable next round. So getting the sheep out of Whistle as early as possible would be kind of nice. The other thing about getting my Village Head out is the earlier I get it out, the earlier I can start throwing away cards, which would be kind of appealing. Chamberlain hasn't picked up his Dragonfly Pond food yet. Oh, okay, there he did. So both the read actions immediately gone. That's fine. So I expect Viking Josh to... Ooh, I guess I can't start player after Village Head, eh? Well, so sorry, I can do that, but it would mean that I'm passing up on 4 wood. Do I want to pass up on... So I could do 4 wood, or I could do Village Head. I think I like Whistle popping off as soon as possible. So we're going to play Village Head here. And then I can, on my second action, toss a cattle market for a read. And then at the start of round 5, I can get a wood if I need to. If Family Growth comes round 5, then taking wood will be very good. I actually think there's a pretty good chance I get 6 wood here. Just the way the game is going. Josh is probably going to do a 1 actually, Josh might not do a 1 resource action. Hard to say what Josh will do. Feeding, or does one of my cards cancel? Oh yeah, Dr. Tisk, I have Almshouse in hand. So Almshouse is going to let me ignore feeding for the first harvest. So at the cost of a minor improvement, wood, and reed in round 9, I can ignore all 4 begging cards that I would pick up in the stage 1 harvest. So it's just a super accelerating card, which is really nice. And with a card like Village Head, getting that extra read is no imposition at all. None whatsoever. So let's see what Josh does here. Like I said, I think there's a pretty good chance that I get 6 wood. Although, what else? Josh, well, he might Occupation. He might, actually 3 wood is the best action. He might do 4 clay is possible. If with Wheelbarrow Pusher, he has extra access to stone, so then clay is more valuable because, of course, clay and stone go nicely together to make major improvements. Yeah, so just the typical William 3 occupation stage 1. I know people like to comment that I like to play a lot of occupations. I do! And you know what? It helps vary the game a lot too because I really enjoy. Oh, perfect. Okay, if I had remembered this card, I should have been able to predict that. Yep. So Plowman got all the way back to Josh, and he's playing it here, which means I get 6 wood, which is excellent. Now, my 6 wood is a little sad if round 5 is family growth because then Mercator will just build after me, and then Chamberlain could potentially jump me, but that would take Chamberlain to invest in action to do that, so I'm not too worried about it. So play Whistle. I'm going to discard Home Garden to get a read. Beg 4. And then I get a sheep from my Whistle. Nice. Oh, and there is round 5 family growth. I think I still do this. 6 wood is 6 wood. Very hard to pass up on 6 wood. Dr. Tusk says, I couldn't believe you had no ox played end of round 2, but back to normal now. That's pretty good. So I could throw away 2 more occupations to get, or 2 more cards to get 2 more read and double build. That's an option here. I have that level, that I have like that amount of wood that it's a viable play. But I do need a bunch of wood for, I want to get my fencing done early. Yeah, I really do want to get my fencing done early. I should have an incredibly high scoring farm. Between Sunrise Admirer, oh sorry, I need to move. Canoe here from Josh. Canoe's a pretty solid card when you're going to be the first to grow. I could play another occupation here, or I can take 5 clay. 5 clay is a nice action. 5 clay. Yeah, I want to build a cooking hearth, or the cheap or the expensive fireplace. Both are good. So, oh, my oak cask should also be incremented as well because it increments each harvest. So I think I'm happy throwing away Tenant Farmer and Cattle Market, which is another 2 read. Oh. Which would let me double build. In a round 5 family growth game, yeah, that's probably worth doing. Should I type it in chat? What are the odds Chamberlain takes one of the 2 wood actions? I think pretty low actually. I'm expecting Chamberlain to play an occupation here. I guess there's a possibility that he might upgrade his there's a possibility he might upgrade his cooking hearth to get a wood and a food that way. But with me sitting in the start player space, I doubt that. Yeah, there we go. He grabs the 4 clay. So if I can play Almshouse before the end of round 7, I can get an extra food out of it. So that's kind of that's definitely a goal. play Almshouse sooner rather than later. It looks like Farmer's Straw Hat is going to come too late to be worth playing. So I think Farmer's Straw Hat is going to end up being thrown away. In which case, I have kind of a free action here. Unfortunately, I can't build the cooking hearth or the fireplace because doing that would let Chamberlain jump me. So maybe the action isn't free. Maybe the action is just build a room. Build a room into cooking hearth. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my move. Yeah. One room. I'm gonna have so many actions, I think it'll be okay to just go back and build a fourth room if I choose to do that. Or I'm gonna have so many points on my farm that if I choose to go back and just play normal, that, or just to stay on 3 rooms, and that will be fine as well. So we've got Harrow here from Mercator. I'm not in love with Harrow. Don't think it's a great card. I think it's like it just gives your opponents, like, giving me the option to pay 2 food for at least 2 points, or 2 food to save an action is really strong. Nothing really that I need to do here, so I'm going to build the cooking hearth. Yeah. 3 wood would be nice. Occupation is playable, but I think the cooking hearth is the action here. And I'm just going to go ahead and toss my cattle market for a reed, which will now let me play the almshouse and keep all the cards in hand if I decide that I want to do that. So round 7, family growth plus almshouse. And I get 1 extra action. So I need to feed 4. So I need 3 more food. So I could just eat my eat 1 sheep, and I would only need 1 food on top of that. Whistle is breeding phase, right? Yeah. Yeah, ideally I would like to breed my sheep, so I should be taking a food action, which would be traveling players. It's the best one. Ooh, corn sheaf. When I have village head in hand, that's an excellent card. That's going to get passed to me, and it's just going to get turned into a free resource. Yeah, if you compare Village Head to a card like Village School is an excellent card, and Village Head is actually easier to play early, which means you can get even earlier benefit out of it. Like, any card that lets you get access to Reed early in the game ends up being pretty good, because Reed is so important on the for the build room family growth queue. Pretty sure Josh is taking 3 wood here. Nope, Josh is taking stone. Okay. So Chamberlain does get the 6 wood, which is really good for him, especially holding charcoal burner in hand. Means his double build is going to be really strong. But I got 4 food traveling players, which is exactly the card I wanted, or exactly the action I wanted to get. So I'm happy. I definitely cannot complain. And what's even better is I'm going to be left with 1 food, which can turn into an occupation, specifically grain speculator, because I want to play grain speculator in round 8 or round 9. There's Chamberlain's double build. The other thing I could do is I could consider not growing here and jumping and like delaying Chamberlain's growth. So I could start player into family growth. So start player almshouse into family growth Broom. The advantage of that would be I would slow down Chamberlain's game a lot. It would slow him down a lot. And if I think he's my biggest opponent right now, then that might be not a bad action to do. It would hurt my game quite a bit. But you know what? Josh just took start player boar trap, so I'm not worried about it anymore. I bet we're going to see Josh first action build a room, which is good. That's what I wanted to see. So here I play almshouse. I'm going to throw away tenant farmer to throw away tenant farmer in order to get a read, save a read. Beg one more and then feed 4. And I get to get rid of all my beggars. So technically speaking, almshouse lets you get rid of 1 beggar per harvest. I have 5 beggars with 5 harvests remaining, so they're all just going to get discarded anyways. All I have to remember now is that if I get any more beggar cards, they have to stay on my farm. But I can 100% get rid of 4 of them, or 5 of them, sorry. So it's just easier to get rid of all of them for simplicity's sake. So we've got pottery here from Mercator. So we had Mercator play Market Woman. So I wonder what kind of support he's gotten for Market Woman, if any. Or maybe he's just planning. Like, it's a solid card. Turning the vegetable space into a vegetable and 2 green is like a pretty solid space in its own right. So the other thing about Village Head is I can always leave myself able to build a room at any time, which means that Josh has to first action build if he wants to guarantee himself the next family growth. And if he first action builds, I very happily take 4 boar. I also get another sheep from my whistle. So I don't get any more sheep unless I start eating them, or if I get another stable. Ideally, I would like to see another stable. So Josh should first action built room, which is perfect, because that means Chamberlain has to first action family growth. So we're in a very good spot here. So second action grain speculator, third action fence, I think. I think that's the sequence I'm gonna do. And when I'm fencing, I want to leave myself space for 5 fields, maybe even 6. So we see plow here from Mercator. So definitely he's going, oh, you know what? He took that occupation that gives you food whenever you play an occupation for the number of planted fields you have, which will be awesome if Mercator has a way of playing occupations more easily, like without using actions. Like if he has something like child psychologist or educator, I think this is excellent. Even educator, though, is a little late for educator, just because not that many more occupations might get played. But yeah, it's something for sure. And I get another stable, which is excellent, which means round 9 I can breed my sheep, which is what I want to do. And Josh is passing me corn sheaf, which is excellent. Absolutely wanted to see that. This is kind of, I would describe as unnecessary start player here from Josh. He is giving me a lot. I am benefiting hugely from Josh's play here. So I think I leave 3 wood, because there's a chance it turns into 6 wood. And for now, I will play Grain Speculator. And maybe my last action will be Renault plus Broom. That might be my last move. So grain. Oh, and I have a stable here from Mercator, of course. Yeah, because Josh is putting a bunch of actions into a lot of first actions into non-accumulating spaces, which means I'm going to get the accumulating spaces. So I'm pretty sure this just means that I'm going to win the game because I'm getting such good quality actions for no work of my own. And I already know that my actions are going to be ridiculously efficient because something like Village Head lets me fix my resources really well. Like, it lets me get exactly the resources that I need. Oh, I should have tossed get plus wood. Let's get a wood from Corn Sheaf. Get as much wood as I can because I might fence with my an action that's going to come really soon. Getting stone would be good as well. It's also an option. For a read here from Chamberlain, I'm really surprised. I expected, yeah, Mercator with his axe should have been going for those read, because axe is usually limited very strongly by how much read you can get. Let's see what Josh is doing here. Well, looks like I get 3 wood, which is pretty cool. 1 wood. I don't think I added the wood from Corn Sheaf yet. Did it capture me doing anything? No, I don't think so. I don't think I did. I think it's right for me to toss Corn Sheaf here, and then I will also fencing here would be kind of sad if I then immediately got 6 wood. You know what? There's boar and sheep available next round. Let's not overthink this. Fence 12. Toss farmer's straw hat. So now I'm in an excellent position to have lots of breeding sheep and breeding boar. And the wood got taken, so I can first pick take 2 boar with no regrets at all. And if I got 2 boar, 3 sheep, that would just be the dream sequence. And I'm hoping I get to see Stone Exchange passed to me at some point as well. Because I know Viking Josh got past Stone Exchange. So bronze oven, whenever you bake 1 grain into 6 food, whenever you bake, all other players can bake immediately. Ooh, I can bake here. I will actually. Because I can turn a grain into 3 food, and that means that I'm way more likely to double breed animals here. And then I get to pick up 2 boar. Beautiful. So round 10, I want to be playing Sunrise Admirer. Round 11, I want to play Debutante. And I want to take wood and play the Broom. Or I want to get past... if I get past Stone Exchange by Viking Josh, then I will toss it and play Broom with it on the Reno space. Both of those are fine. And actually, you know what? I think I do 3 wood into Reno here. Assuming Chamberlain takes 3 sheep. Because I can afford to eat... Well, I could tap my oak cask, let it go to 4, and then eat 4 and 2, and then I would get 2 sheep this harvest, 1 from my whistle, 1 from normal breeding, and there we go. I'm getting 3 sheep. Awesome. Yeah, I'm in a really strong position. So I want to make sure in round 10, 11 I take vegetable and I get my Sunrise Admirer out, but really this game I think is over. Like I have an excellent constable setup. No one really has a great braggart setup yet. I think I'm probably winning. And you know what? Just in case Lumen is watching, I'm going to reorganize my animals to make it ultra clear that I can activate my whistle. So what are my dream scenarios for Broom? Quarry, Swan Lake, any free 2-point miner is probably item number 1. Item number 2, maybe pelts, something that lets me get points from animals. So yeah, so pelts or what else? What else would be really good for me here? Yeah, free points is what I'm looking at, as many free points as I can get. Loom. Oh, General Crick's Loom. Absolutely, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a great point. And just go for 8 sheep, yeah. So I should make sure that I have... yeah, I think my plan is 3 wood into Broom at some point with Reno in stage 4. And wood is gone. So 2 wood is a fine substitute, I think. Yeah, it's a little worse, but not dramatically worse. So now I can 2H, 2 food, 2 feed. And so I go down 2, but then I get 2 back because I get 2 from my I get 2 from my, 1 from breeding normally, and then 1 from my whistle, because I have space for this stable. Excellent. So I would like to get a stable in the next round, in the next stage, so that I can breed cattle as well. But if I don't breed cattle until round 13, that's fine, because 2 cattle breeding round 13 is a point threshold. It's 4 at the end of the game, so looking good. Looking really good. So Sunrise Admirer has to be played probably next round, just for safety's sake. I'll play it. So that round 11 can be Debutante, and Debutante can wait until round 12, second action if it needs to. Manservant here from Chamberlain, interesting. So we're going to see Stonehouse Reno next round from him. So that means if I want to Reno, I need to do it first move. With the well available, I should probably be taking 3 stone. I should probably be taking 3 stone and then Reno well rather than Reno Broom. Seems pretty good. Take the 3 stone for sure. Looks like my person didn't move. It did that thing where I click and drag and then it lost mouse focus on the game board. Still works for me, but not on the game board. It's kind of funny. Chris designed this for he designed this site for in a very different browser environment. Browsers were pretty different 10 years ago. So we've got, oh, market stall. Oh, nice. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, Mercator playing market stall, which triggers his vegetable, his market woman. Nice. I'm on stone. So second action from me. Reno well, or do I probably just Sunrise Admirer. Reno well in round 11 is not really any worse than round 10. Sure, you lose out on 1 food, but the big thing is Reno is a very controlled action. Like, it's very clear when people can take Reno and when they cannot. So Chamberlain plays market stall. You know what? I would be okay with playing market stall because I have a way of getting grain pretty easily. So market stall might be a good action for me. Although it's likely not any better than just taking vegetable. Alright, let's play my Sunrise Admirer. So there's going to be, plowing is going to be like the easiest thing in the world to do this game because of Harrow plus Plowman plus Sunrise Admirer. So that's an extra that's extra 10 plow spaces that are going to be filled without using an action. Which is pretty good. 4 from the Harrow, 3 from Plowman, 3 from Sunrise Admirer. Mercator builds a room, of course. I wonder if he will sow with his last action. He might. Should I major minor well here? No, I'll vegetable. I don't need to major minor well. There's also 2 cattle available potentially. 2 cattle would be pretty nice. And I get my stable, beautiful. I can put all my boar into 1 pasture. This is an excellent round for me. This has been a really good round. So I'll eat a sheep to pay for a field. And you know what, my field should go on the bottom, just in case I decide I want to fence out this way. Fence 15 out here. I think probably I'm fencing 15 in there. But there's a chance that like Chamberlain comes out, and if Chamberlain, or not Chamberlain, Constable, if Constable comes out, then I definitely want to fence over here and then do 5 fields along the bottom. So, looking good, looking really good. And if good wood actions come to me, I'm happy to build the joinery, because getting a 5th stone will be very easy with my broom. So I have the option of renovating to a stone house or building major improvements. Usually on a 3-room house, renovating to stone is not really that worthwhile. It's fine. It's a way of getting points, but it's not like the most efficient. Like building the well is quite a bit stronger than renovating to a stone house on 3 rooms. So we're starting to see these guys go for wood actions, because of course they all built a bunch of wood rooms and now they're needing to build fences. So if I get 2 cattle, oof. Yeah, if I get 2 cattle, this will be hard for my opponents to do much. So this looks like the harvest where I'm going to open my oak cask, which is good because it'll let me breed as many animals as possible. Oh, Chamberlain took the cattle. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I did say that I don't need 2 cattle until the end of round 13. So, the cattle, getting it 1 harvest early is a 4 food difference, but I can do other actions. So I think I should start player Broom with this move. Because no matter what, if round 12 is plow sow, I like it. If round 12 is family growth, I like it. And I want to get the Broom out to start seeing what else I got. And I got, let's take a look. I got a bunch of cards that give points. Okay, this is looking good. Point that I just have to discard a card to pay for. Free point. Children's Playground is probably unplayable with how many animals I want to hold. Twibble and Twivel is a point if I discard. Nail Basket is a card that I'd be happy to play. Should I Nail Basket here? It has an effect which Artist Garden does not. Like, Nail Basket could come into effect next round. Same with Artist Garden, actually. You know what? Artist Garden is fine. And we're going to use Worm Bait. No, you know what? I have a bunch more actions. There's no rush for me to play Worm Bait here. Yeah, Artist Garden is pretty excellent. Because it lets me sow with plow sow in round 12 if it comes out and be really happy. And even if it doesn't, also bake in round 12 just to get extra value from the Artist Garden. Yeah, this is like a pretty silly game. Broom plus Village Head is doing some work. I've tossed away 5 cards already, and I have another full hand of miners to play. So I just have to make sure I don't feed Mercator too much, because I'll do a bunch of start player actions and Mercator will benefit from that. But I think it's okay. He's not looking all that threatening. No clay, no stone. So it's gonna take a lot of work for him to get a really good value out of his house. Yeah, still no one has stone. Reno might get taken. Should I take the boar? Deny Mercator the boar? I guess it's 6 food, and this is a pretty food intense game. Yeah. Let's do that. Put a boar in the house. And then last action, 2 sheep or Reno. Both of which I'd be very happy with. So we have Plum Patch here for Mercator. Nice. Couple points. Not going to be nice enough. Wonder if first pick debutante gets tossed. It might. With all, like, I have good minors now. I'm happy doing start player. Like, Children's Playground will actually, like, might actually end up being really good if I don't get cattle breeding. Ooh, Chamberlain's got Mason. Okay, this is good for him. He got Mason and Charcoal Burner. Does that mean Mercator has Braggart, I guess? But Braggart is banned. Did he take Market Woman over Mason, maybe? It's probably a mistake, but I mean, I could see why someone would do that, depending on what else they have in their hand. But yeah, that would be a pretty dicey move, I have to say. It's been a while. And get some food. And I can toss a card to get a card. I will toss Wormbait, because Wormbait is useless. And what resource is it going to give me? It's going to give me Reed, so that I can play Start Player Nail Basket. Or I just toss 2 more cards, get 2 stone, and then Reno to stone and play Children's Playground or one of my cards that are worth a point. Those are options as well. So, feeding. My Oak Cask goes up 1 more. So 5 food plus a boar gives me net 2 food extra, and then I get another 2 sheep, 1 from regular breeding, 1 from whistle. And then 2 food from my field. And it's family growth, which is perfect. So second action is start player if it comes to me. Otherwise, it's something else. Otherwise, it's Sobake or Debutante. Actually, Debutante. I guess if I occupation Debutante, I can go back onto the family growth space, can't I? Which would give me 5 actions in round 13, which would be pretty good. Already occupied, yeah. Yep. Oh, right. Sorry. I forgot. Sunrise and Mire are only on those 3 spaces. So I actually can't fence spare thing without a stable in it. I mean, I can, and then just use one of those as the spaces. Yeah. Thank you, Turning, for pointing that out. Universal Educator. Yep. Definitely saw that coming. So, what? Is he going to have... Like, what card lets him play occupations to make this worth it? Like, even Farm School is so late here. Like farm school is only two occupations at this point. I don't know. Looks like start player might come back though. If start player comes back, oh man. Do I start player or do I debutante? Probably, oh, cowboy. Okay, so definitely start player then. Debutante is not, I'm not allowed to play debutante anymore. There's no space. Let's get a, let's get a stone, I think. So toss grotto to get a stone. Because nail basket wants me to pay a stone in order to get, yeah, in order to use it, so. So I've now gotten 7 resources out of Village Head. It's pretty ridiculous. What's my last action here? Sow bake, so that I can artist garden this turn. Yep, definitely. And that'll make it really easy for me to max out my crop points. And then I artist vegetable. And then I get to pay for the harrow to plow too. Oh man, this is just like a stupidly good game. Actually, I don't even need the harrow, do I? I mean, the harrow is 2 food for a point. Is it anything other than that? I guess there's a chance somebody has constable still. With Children's Playground, I care way less about getting cattle. Like Children's Playground is like I just get 1 cattle and be happy, and Children's Playground can make up the other 2 points pretty easily. We got Alchemist Lab here from Chamberlain. This is an actually excellent card to have in the game when you have a really high number of actions. And we do have a high number of actions. Family growth around 5, family growth around 12, plus lots of room building. You know, what's really great is I have the choice to reno to stone without having to commit to a read action. Like I can decide with my last 2 actions of round 12, or round 13, do I want to throw away 2 more cards for 2 resources? So like, do I want to throw away Debutante and Flamingo Lake in order to be able to play Children's Playground and Twibble and Twibble? I can probably do that. Which is pretty absurd. And then if I find I only have the time to play one of them, I mean, a wood action with Nail Basket is a totally fine action for me. Would let me hold more animals, and it would get me a point from my stable, and it would make room for my Children's Playground. We have fireplace for Josh. Don't really care. Am I paying 2 food to plow a second field? Yeah, it's a point. Do I want to pay 2 food for a point? Yes, I do. And if start player comes back to me, I'll do it. Like, plow sow will probably be one of the best actions in round 14. If 2 cattle come, I'll take 2 cattle, of course, but pretty sure the 2 cattle are getting taken. Josh needs the food. Chamberlain needs the points. Yeah, pretty sure Josh would definitely take them. Oh, Head of the Revolution. Oh, forgot about that card. That's irritating. That's 3 points you got from Josh. Ooh, that makes it much harder for me to beat him. Josh takes the cattle, no surprise. I think I just start player again. Or do I play debutante here? Debutante lets me get family growth. Now, Viking Josh is the only player who can family growth without room aside from me. So, yeah, I don't think I need to play debutante anymore. I think I should be doing other stuff. Let's grab the 3 wood and use it to immediately fence and put a stone out on the board, and I will toss away Flamingo Lake to get another stone. Now I can do something like this. So probably I don't hold any more cattle or any more boar. Then my sheep are like this. And then that stable is clearly unused. I still have the option to debutante. Although sow bake is only one marginally worse than plow sow for me in the last round. And if I think the grain are worth point, if I converting grain to food is points, then it might even be equivalent. Like if I can convert 1 grain to 2 food and it saves me eating 1 point, that might be marginally better. Because I'm gonna have 4 grain on my field, 2 in my supply, so sowing 1. No, I have to sow both. Or sow 1 and not sow the other and keep the other. But yeah, sowing both gets me another 2 food. This is looking like start player green pepper patch. Gonna let him sow on here, sure. I mean, Josh's game is just too slow. Just doesn't have enough. Just doesn't have the actions he needs. So do I debutante? I guess debutante can wait until I see what comes to me, can't it? Like I can grab 3 stone here, which is 1 stone for Twibble and Twivel. Ooh, Ooh, actually 3 stone is not what I want. I want reedstone food. That's what I want. So what's my first action round 14 gonna be? Maybe family growth even without room? Ooh, Chamberlain's got livestock keeper. I'm getting a little scared. He doesn't have that many improvement points. I have to say I am, if there's anything saving me, it's the ridiculous amount of improvement points I have on the board. Hearth, Artist Garden, Well, Nail Basket, that's really... I got lucky with my broom. My broom has been extremely good for me. I mean, it could have been better. Like General Crick said, getting the loom would have been really nice, or getting a 2-point miner would have been nice. A free 2-point miner. But Children's Playground is totally fine. Totally fine. So yeah, I think I stay at 5 boar, so I'm gonna be eating a boar and then two sheep. And I get 2 sheep back. And then in the final harvest, when I've been able to artist garden a bunch, then I can start eating my vegetables and my raw grain. We got carpet here for Josh. Oh, awesome. So that means family growth. So assuming his last action is family growth even without room, that means I get that action uncontested in round 14. Because every other player will be at 5 people. So that would actually be extremely nice. This move is Reno, toss debutante. No, you know what? If I'm gonna toss anything, I should be tossing Twibble and Twivel. Toss to get a wood, and play Children's Playground. And I'll put a marker here just to show that I can't hold anything in that space. I guess there's a chance that debutante gets me an action that I really desperately need. Feed food, 2 sheep and a boar. Those are all things that regenerate themselves. And I get to artist another vegetable. So I just want so bake, and I will be very happy. So what does Chamberlain do with his last move here? He so bakes, right? I would maybe consider baking a grain just to double grow something. Although I guess he's a little short of oh, he is doing it, yeah. So you could feed 10. I missed how he could afford to double grow something. forgot. Oh, of course. I mean, I forget about rules sometimes too. But that's a pretty key one. Can always eat a raw grain to do it. It's not that much of a difference. Eating a raw grain twice. It's saying only breed one. Okay, so he'll eat a cattle, eat a boar, I guess, and then double breed cattle. Or only single breed. Yeah, not do the livestock breeder. Sure. Oh wait, so it looks like Debutante is actually getting played here, because Plauceau is a really excellent action for me. Well, it's excellent compared to what else is available. I really don't have that much available, do I? So first move cattle for 2 points. Second, General Crick says Chamberlain's game really took off around round 12, which is extremely fitting given his name. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Once he started getting that food from the manservant, once he got the payoff from that, and of course, Charcoal Burner, Mason, both exceptional cards. We have Grain Cellar here from Mercator. We should tell Mercator, doesn't this thing give him an extra vegetable? Second action was Stone. So looking at Basket Maker's Workshop in all likelihood. Okay, so Mercator's got Grain Cellar, so that helps a lot. That's like a huge point card for him, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. So I'm doing Debutante into Plauceau, I think, is my sequence here. So I'll eat a boar to play Debutante. I feel gratified or validated for keeping it in my hand. So third action, Plauceau, last action, Family Growth. So I cannot eat any boar without eating any points. I can eat one sheep. So if I eat a sheep and 2 vegetables, then I'm good. And I'm going to be able to sow 3 vegetables, so I'm perfect. Perfect. So 2 food, sheep, 2 veggies to feed. Latest Debutante ever. But it's going to end up being, what, 1 point doing it? Because I probably would be, what would my alternative be? I have no cards in my hand, so where am I getting points from? Just the plow space? I had great, General Crick says, I had great resource management this game, lots of things lined up exactly. Yes, I did. And you know what? I also just had good resources come into my lap. Like I got a nice 6 wood action early. You know, I had the village head. Village head just lets you get whatever of one you need, which is so good. The fact that it lets me get 1 read ended up being amazing because it made it easy to avoid the reeds, not need to go on the Reedstone food space. It made it so that I had the read that I needed for Almshouse for almost no effort. Really, really exceptional. So no plow sow, and then family growth. And I actually only need to feed 9, I just realized. So. F, H, 2V, 2 feed. Get net +1. I get net 1 there. Harvest all, -2. There's my final farm. Pretty exceptional. It's gonna be 52. Wow. Oh, even better, because it's 52 plus 3, so it's a 55-point farm. Yeah, really outstanding farm. Especially on only 3 rooms, to be able to score that high is very unusual. Closest will be Chamberlain, I assume, but it's not going to be close. Yeah. Good game. So I should take a look to see what some of my opponent's early picks were. Because, yeah, Wood Collector coming to me probably should not have. Village Head. Village Head is good. Like, compared to, like, Universal Educator, he should have just tossed it away, right? And Cowboy should have been tossed. Fence Builder should have been tossed. Yeah. GG. Chamberlain ends up with 53. Well, that's good. Respectable score, but not enough to beat me. So what does Josh end with? Doesn't say. I think, though, the points will show that when I considered delaying Chamberlain's growth, that was good for me. And, of course, definitely it shows that I got a huge amount of benefit from Viking Choice. Yeah, I have to assume first pick was Charcoal Burner, second pick was Mason. Yeah, I have to imagine that he took Market Woman over Mason, which I think is probably a mistake, but like it's more debatable. 43, 53. Yeah, they both tied at 43. Good game. So I only ended up winning by 2. So probably the 2 points that I won by is the difference between getting a good broom versus getting a bad broom. Probably if I got a bad broom, that I would have tied Chamberlain, but getting a good broom means I won. So pretty good. Pretty good. Let's take a quick look at their draft. 329,907. Quick look at my draft. I mean, I don't think there's too much to learn here. Debutante 4.8. Like you can see, I took the top card a bunch of times. Wood Collector and Head of the Revolution. There's like nothing between them. Village Head. Actually below Mastermind in Power. I'm really surprised to see that. Broom, lower power than Plum Patch, but Broom with Village Head. Outstanding combination. Oak Cask, easy pick. Alms House, easy pick. I took Whistle here with the Stable Maker card in hand. Yeah, not too much here to learn from mine. I think it's pretty obvious that I gained a lot. So let's look at Mercator. So yeah, he did take Market Woman. He took Market Woman over Charcoal Burner. Yeah. General Crick says Market Woman is a good supplementary AUK. But how many games can you really build around it? Mason, on the other hand, yeah, you're right. Market Woman is not so much a build around. Market Woman is a card that benefits hugely from synergies in your hand, whereas Mason is a card that is pretty much like it can stand on its own, I think. So yeah, definitely I would say that's a mistake. And then I got Wood Collector. The fact that I got Wood Collector 4th here is fine. That's totally fine. So we've got Grain Seller here. That's fine. But Part-Time Builder, the fact that all my opponents ignored Part-Time Builder was a mistake for sure. Part-Time Builder is a great card. He takes Stage Star. So yeah, he made a couple funny picks. Head of the Revolution got around. Oh man. First Big Axe, sure. Plum Patch, sure. He takes Harrow. Forward Plow. Yeah, I think it's mostly just that first pick occupation that's weird. The rest of them are probably defendable, but Chamber Ellicat, Viking, Joshua 38, I think is his name. Viking Josh 12. I'm thinking of Joe Knapp 38. That's what I'm thinking of. So you took Meticulous Man, which is 1.9 power over Green Speculator. Yeah. Wheelbarrow Pusher over Sunrise Admirer. That's a lot more defensible because these cards are a lot closer. Especially because Sunrise Admirer plows, which there are a lot of other cards that do that effect. But then Fence Builder here, yeah, don't love that. Over Wood Collector, yeah. Yeah, so I think some mistakes on the part of my opponents when drafting. Like Canoe over Alms House, yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video. That's all for me for today. I will probably stream this weekend, so maybe sometime on Friday or Saturday. Look for me then. Otherwise, thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.